Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Air Kitty. Oh my god, I am so excited. So, yeah, I gotten a few people coming to me and saying, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait until you do the second part of, it's time to play Pet Shop. I swear to god, I did not forget. I got a new computer, or rather, I built my own computer, my new gaming computer. So I was waiting for parts to come in. I was, struggling to get it ready because this is the first time I've ever had to build my own computer, like basically from the ground up. So it was a great learning experience. It's definitely something that if you haven't done it before, I would say you should at least do it once. But man, is it frustrating. It is so frustrating. I don't want to have to do this again, like, for the next 5 years when I have to replace parts. That's it. But I swear to God, I did not forget. It's just I was having the hardest time getting the computer built. That was my first struggle. The second struggle was then getting the virtual machine to work. I'm using a new virtual machine actually because I did buy a license for Windows Pro this time for my new computer because I wanted to try out the Hyper-V virtualization. And it was a little difficult to get it working at first, but I eventually got it up and running. It's totally cool now. You know, a lot of money sunk in later. But that doesn't matter anymore. We're here to play the game, and we're gonna play the game.
So where would you like to visit?
Alright. So, I realized in the first part that we actually really didn't get to a lot in this game. It was kind of funny when I realized it.
So where would you like to visit?
Emily, we're getting there. So, where we last left off was,
Feed the animals.
So I do remember we were going left to right, or rather
Looks
for you
like
guys,
it's feeding
left
time.
to right.
Click on the pet you would like to feed.
Alright, and it's been so long, I actually had to recreate my pet shop because I forgot to, bring over
Click
my
on
save
the pet
data.
you would like to feed.
And it got lost somewhere, and I don't feel like retrieving it. So I was like, it's just easier just to go back into footage and just be like, alright, what pets did I have?
Great! Come on, little one. Dogs like to eat bones, puppy snaps, dog treats, and of course, dog food. Click and drag the food to the puppy. Click on the dog tag button to choose a new pet to feed.
Awesome.
Click on the arrow button to choose a new pet to feed.
I like this. It's super cute. Just bunny bone.
Yummy, huh, Fitz?
Okay, so those are dog bones. I'm guessing these are like dog biscuits, though? So my question is, what are these? You want it, Fritz? You want this chocolate? Because it looks like chocolate. Or maybe it's like like wet food, like they'll have like the meat like in cubes, like very tiny cubes. Okay, Fritz, I'm sorry. You can have it. Who's a good boy? I can't pet the dog, but we're just gonna pretend that I am. Who's a good boy? You are with your dead soulless eyes.
Click on the arrow button to choose a new pet to feed.
I'm choosing.
Looks like feeding time again. Click on the pet you would like to feed.
I will say this is not my first attempt.
It's feeding time.
Oh, okay. I keep forgetting that these characters talk a lot.
Birds like to eat all sorts of things. We have bird seed treats, crackers, raisins, and sunflower seeds. Click and drag the food you would like to feed to the bird. Click on the arrow to choose the new pet to feed.
Wait, did she just list 4 different snacks, but there's only 3 here? Well, this poor cockatoo's being lied to now.
Click on the arrow button to choose a new pet to feed.
I don't want to feed another pet right now. This one even hasn't been fed. This one's starving. Oh, I love it. Grab your feet. Here.
Yummy, huh, Cisco?
Lily's just like, give snack here. Yay. Okay,
Looks like feeding time again. Click on the pet you would like to feed.
Cleo.
Great. Come on, little one.
I do remember this pet's name because it was my favorite one because it reminded me of my boyfriend's cat, who I adore.
Cats like to drink milk and eat kitty treats and cat food. Click and drag the food to our little furry friend. Click on the dog tag button to choose a new pet to feed.
So I will say, this is one thing I do remember because this is not my first attempt trying to record this part. I think I had tried prior, and then just realized that, like, either my mood was just lackluster, or, like, the recording was just bad, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do it again at some point, but I can't do it right now. Oh, Cleo, you are just eager.
There you go, Cleo.
At least she sits there and waits patiently for me. But, yeah, I do remember that there were some inconsistencies with, what you should and should not give animals. So, like, obviously these treats are fine. But the milk, I do remember something with cats, like, technically you actually shouldn't, it's like, you know the whole thing, like, oh, cats love fish. You actually should not give them shellfish. I learned that recently from my mom, like, you actually shouldn't give them shellfish. Apparently, I guess in the past with some of our other cats, we'd given them shellfish and they, like, broke out into rashes and started, like, pulling their fur out and everything. Like, yeah, I guess it was bad. Oh, that's so cute. But as cute as that is, oh, just drops. Okay. I do remember something with milk as well, like, there's certain types of milk that are okay to give cats, and then there's others that aren't, like, you know, milk from the grocery store that's been, like, you know, milk from a cow, I think is technically bad for animals, like cats and stuff. I mean, it's not great for really us either, depending on how it was processed. But that's why, like, obviously, like, if you're gonna give your cat, like, milk, like, as a treat or something like that, I think they said something like goat's milk, or, I want to say something like alpaca or llama, something like that. Another pasteurizing animal. I think they had said was fine. Granted, I'm not a vet. I don't tend to give my animals anything unless I absolutely know what it is, I suppose, or absolutely know if it's okay to give them. Like, obviously, like, you know, going down to the store and giving my cats cat food. Something that's actually meant for them. Oops.
Click on the pet you would like to feed.
Rabbits.
Great! Come on, little one.
I think I remember this one's name. I think his name is Hops.
Bunnies eat carrots, celery, and lettuce. Click and drag the food you would like to feed Taffy.
Taffy, my bad.
Vegetables are good for you.
I've actually never owned rabbits. My cousins did. And I know they're rabbits. Got it. But they're rabbits. Oh, Taffy. But their rabbits really love, like, this greenery that grows, like, around the yard and everything like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's technically, like, I think it's a weed, technically, or an invasive species, but, like, it's this greenery. It almost looks like the leaves that come off of, like, dandelions and stuff like that, like, at the root of it. But yeah, they love that. And, like, you know, as a treat, like, you know, we feed them their actual food, like the pellets and stuff like that. And then to kind of help tide them over, like, you know, to give them more food, we would go around the yard and we'd pick up these, you know, leaves of greenery, and then we throw that in their cage.
Click on the pet you would like to feed. It's feeding time!
I'm not even gonna try to remember what his name was. I know it's a he, that's all I know.
Snakes eat eggs. Click and drag an egg to feed Clyde. Click on the dog tag button to choose a new pet to feed.
And again with snakes, there's other ones too, like, I mean, granted, I understand that they probably were not gonna put mice in this and say, oh yeah, no, you can feed them live mice and it'll be fine.
Cool! Did you see that? He ate the egg whole. Let's see that again.
I don't know how I'd feel about giving my snake an egg. Again, another pet that I've never owned, but I actually wouldn't be opposed to having one. But I know that they also like, I think it's like crickets and stuff like that. It's funny, a lot of their food sources that I see like in the pet stores and stuff like that, as well as like I think I've heard from like other people that own them or own them at one point, have said that, you know, a lot of their food sources are like live things. Mice, crickets, small animals. I guess you could argue that the egg is kind of alive in a sense, and the fact that, well, it at one point it could have held a baby chick. Great, you're done! Alright. I am kind of upset with the fact that,
So where would you like to visit?
like, after going through everything with this on my last attempt,
So where would you like to visit?
it was kind of sad to realize that, like, the feeding time stuff is the only time that, like, basically, like, your choice on the order form matters. It's weird, because I'm like, oh, I wish that they had, like,
So
allowed it so, like, whatever animal you chose, like, you know, you could go to, like, the medical bag.
Feed the animals.
And, you know, you could, you know, patch them up, or, you know, they give, like, random scenarios, like, oh, like, Taffy the bunny is sick, and you need to heal her. Oh, Fritz, you know, sprained his ankle while training, or whatever. So yeah, that's kind of the only thing I wish that they would have done. But let's see, the next activity is... This is credits, I believe. I think it's...
Create a fish tank.
Aquarium. Yeah, the aquarium one. Hello.
Click on the fish tank you would like to design.
Let's see. I really like all of these. This one speaks to me more.
Fish tank you would like to design. Ooh, I like that one. You can design your own fish tank by clicking and dragging the props you would like into the fish tank. Click on the arrows to see more props. If you don't want a decoration, drag it off the screen. When you're done designing your fish tank, click on the Fish Order button.
Ah, that's good. Okay. That's it. So it's actually really funny. So I remembered this character, and when I was going through this again the last time, I do remember that there were some other ones. I think I remember that skeleton guy actually at one point. I remember terrifying me. These two. Yes. So those two are actually in the Fisher-Price, like, Great Adventures pirate ship game, which I do have, and we will play on the channel. I am so excited, to be honest. And it's so funny because I'm just like, I think I was looking at the dates at one point when I realized, I was like, oh yeah, those guys are from another game. That game I don't think had actually released yet. Like, let's see, when did this one come out? The last copyright is from 1996. Also, there's crumbs for some reason in my case. I don't know how there's crumbs. I swear to God, I wasn't using this like as a plate to eat cookies or anything. But yeah, so like, I was kind of impressed with that because I was like, oh, I wonder if that was like their way of being like, oh yeah, um, we're gonna tease the new game that way. Okay, so give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna design this thing and then I'm gonna show it off later. Wow, there is so much going on the screen right now. Yeah,
Click on the pet shop button to go to the main menu.
Ben, stop! I'm admiring the fish tank I just made. Doggone it, Ben. Ah, those fish are tiny. I didn't think that they were that tiny. Yeah, I didn't...
Click on the pet shop button to go to the main menu.
Stop it. Yeah, I didn't bother to, like, check, what type of fish these were. Yay! But, so there is quite a bit of customization that's going to be happening in this episode. Obviously, I'm not going to show it all off in this episode.
Click on the pet shop button to go to the main menu.
I think what I am going to do, though, is very similar to, like, the Diva Stars and stuff like that. I'm going to kind of, like, play around with this on my own time, just kind of be a little bit more creative where I don't necessarily have, like, a time limit. I'm going to save the creations and just, you know, upload those to, like, an album of some sort on my Google account, or just upload it somewhere, and provide the link with the video.
Click on the pet shop button to go to the main menu.
Oh, got it, Ben. But that way you guys can take a look at it, you know, see it for yourselves. Let's see, can I even... Oh, does it actually save like that? Like, does it... Okay, hold on.
Print!
Yeah. I think that looks good. This is how you spell aquarium, right? Aquarium 1. Save. The next thing, cat doesn't do anything. That's just the order form again.
Set up shop.
Let's see.
Grooming center.
I think the grooming center is the last thing. Yeah.
Let's check the grooming book to see which pets have an appointment. Click on the pet you would like to groom.
Okay, so there's two different kind of activities. So there's just grooming, which has Cisco, Taffy, and Sasha. And then there's bubble bath and grooming. The grooming is just a half of, like, the minigame that's for the other ones. So I'm just gonna pick one of the dogs.
To go back one screen.
These kids games, guys, doggone it. But so I'm gonna pick one of the dogs from the bubble bath and grooming to show you one of them. Let's see.
Click on the arrow button to go back one screen.
I think I'm gonna do Mimi.
Mimi the pool. Ready, Mimi? Okay, here we go. Click and drag the water hose over the dog to get it wet. Click again to spray.
You ready for this, Mimi? Ready to be shot in the face?
You get the soap and I'll get the brush. Yahoo!
Here we go. And yes, you get this like really
Make
weird.
sure you spray her down real good. Please put the hose back when you're done.
Mimi, that is
Please
terrifying.
put the hose back when you're done. Now click and drag the shampoo over the puppy to pour it.
Shampoo?
Click again to squirt some out.
Right in the eyes. Yep, right there. Just right there. That's where the sinful parts are. That's where all the sin is that I need to scrub out. And apparently there's a limit on how many bubbles I can have, so...
Click and drag the sponge all over the pet to lather up.
No, just the face. There we go.
Now, click and drag the sponge all over the pet to lather up.
Scrub away all that sin. The sin's still peeking through. What the frick?
To rinse off.
I gotta wash away the sin, though. All that sin.
Use the water hose to rinse off.
Great, all the sin... It's not really washed away.
Click on the blow dryer button when you're done. Now it's time to dry her off. Click and drag the blow dryer over the pet and click to dry.
Speaking of animal hair, one just floated in my face.
Please click on the blow dryer.
Mimi looks pretty dry already. Like, she looked pretty much done.
All dry, little pup. Now it's off to the grooming table.
I wish our animals were like that with a hairdryer.
Time to give our little pet a new look. Click on a hairstyle. Then, click and drag the brush over the pet to change its style. When you're done brushing your pet, click on the Dress Up button.
Okay, so we got regular Mimi. We've got, anime girl Mimi. We've got 70s, 80s?
Click on a hairstyle.
Something like that. We got rocker Mimi. We got curly Mimi. And we've got, I like to basically just call this the 1950s Hollywood actress Mimi.
Click on a hairstyle.
You know what, let's start with 1950s Hollywood actress Mimi. And I will say this was kind of cool and really innovative. Is like, so it actually does change not just like that hairstyle, but it changed like everything about them. So like obviously like Mimi's like puffballs.
When you're done brushing your pet, click on the Dress Up button.
But yeah, so like Mimi's puffballs are like all dyed yellow, and you know they have like now a different texture and everything.
Time to dress up. Click and drag on crazy clothes, collars, and hats to dress up your pet. Click on the arrows to see more fun stuff. If you don't want a decoration, drag it off the screen. When you're done, click on the print button to print out a picture of the pet.
Couldn't tell if that was the dog or my sister laughing. It was my sister laughing. Alright, so for 1950s Mimi, we've got to have our Hollywood glasses. Good. Let's see, what else we got here? This was another thing too. So like if you had an outfit that kind of... Stop it. If you had an outfit that kind of went over some of the like pieces, they did give you some of the hair pieces to kind of overlap it to make it look better. So it actually looked cohesive in a sense. Let's see, what else we got?
Click on the arrow button to go back one screen.
I will say it doesn't always match up, which kind of drives me crazy, because like this obviously is supposed to kind of go like this. But then you got this like little piece of Mimi's hair right there that just kind of sticks out. Okay,
Click on
so
the arrow button to go back one screen.
There's 1950s,
Print!
Mimi. We'll save that. "1950s Mimi." Alright, so this didn't really take too long, so let me put on another outfit for Mimi. This counter's absolutely disgusting. Watch this first before I wash it off. There we go.
Now, click and drag the sponge all over the pet to lather up.
And this was a dirty counter. Okay, there we go.
Use the water hose to rinse off.
Perfect. The counter's
Squeaky
clean.
Clean. Click on the blow dry.
Okay. So, let's do... Saw a lot of Egyptian stuff, so let's do that. No, let's do curly. Curly Mimi.
Print!
Curly Mimi with Egyptian stuff. Yeah, this is a thing I never understood because it's like, this doesn't make any sense at all. I guess it kind of doesn't have to, so. Okay, what the heck? Close enough.
Click on the arrow button to go back one screen.
Alright. Egyptian Mimi.
Print!
Egyptian Mimi. Alright. So there's a lot more to this customization stuff. And again, I could do this for hours, honestly. I think the last time I did this, I literally sat here for maybe like hour and a half, 2 hours, just doing like the grooming stuff alone. So yeah, I'm not gonna have you guys sit here for 2 hours, you know, watching me do this. I will, same thing with the aquarium stuff, I will, you know, just take pictures and upload them to, like a album of some sort, so that way you guys can kind of see, like, some of the creations I've made. As well as, I guess, if you've got the game yourself to, you know, inspiration, I guess. You know, have some fun. Okay, so I think that was actually all of
Center.
the games. Yeah, so I think the last thing is really just look at the credits, just to kind of make sure, like, again, even though it's an old game, I like giving credit where credit's due. You know, they did a lot of work
So
on this
where
game.
would you like to visit? Volume. Click on the credits button to see the credits. Click and drag the bone from. If you owned a pet shop, tell me, what would you do? Would you fill it with cuddly critters, like a wonderful wacky zoo? At the pet shop, it's your very own store. At the pet shop, furry friends galore. Get the animals ready, cause it's open new day. There's so much much to do, so get on your way. At the pet shop, furry friends galore. At the pet shop, it's your very own store. If you owned a pet shop, tell me, what would you do?
I like how they're not just going through the pets that, you get in the order form on that first page. They're also doing the animals that, like the fish and everything like that. Okay, so we've got Chris Seaman and Blair Gabrielle for Ben and Emily. Oh, that's adorable! Yeah, that's actually one of the outfits you can put together. Jeffrey G.
Tell me, what would you do? Would you feel like with cuddly critters with a wonderful wacky zoo? At the pet shop, it's your very own store. At the pet shop, furry friends galore. Get the animals ready because it's opening day. There's so much to do, so get on your way. At the pet shop, furry friends galore. At the pet shop, it's your very own store. If you owned a pet shop, tell me, what would you do?
So that was the second part of, Time to Play Pet Shop. So this is the last part, technically, for this small little game. I think it was really good. I actually really love the concept of it. I love the idea of, like, some of the things that go into it. So, like, obviously, like, pets regularly need to be checked up to make sure that they're healthy. So, they did, like, the veterinary stuff. Obviously, animals need to be fed. So, you have the feeding stuff, the aquarium decoration, the grooming part. I thought it was really cool. Obviously, it is a little dated, like I said, like, when we were doing the pet feeding minigame. Obviously, there's some things in there that is kind of outdated knowledge, like, you don't give cats shellfish, and you don't give them milk, especially if it's been pasteurized from cows, or if it's been processed from cows. On top of that, again, some of the other stuff, like, some of the methods that they use for, the animals. I understand it's a kid's game, and, they're just trying to, like, make it relatable. And obviously, animals. Okay. You don't just wave a magic brush across an animal's face and it turns into, like, anime stuff or, like, a 70s hairdo. Again, inconsistencies, but it's a very, very cute kids game. I mean, I know for me, I was entertained for hours, I think, with this game when I was a kid. And I absolutely adored it. I still adore it. My creativity kind of comes out with this game or these types of games. And I really love that. I also love the fact that, in a sense, so with the Fisher-Price games, I think they did a really good job at not necessarily targeting one gender or the other. It was very gender neutral as well. That was another thing I kind of noticed. Because, it's like, obviously, like, you look at the cover of this and you think, oh, it's a girl's game or something like that. And I think, actually, I remember this game being sold in, like, those, like, 4-pack bundles of, like, girl games and stuff like that, or, like, computer games for girls or computer games for boys. Those packs that you used to see, like, in the early 2000s. Yeah, I also really like that. I know with a lot of Fisher-Price's stuff, like, the Great Adventure series, I know, like, yes, it had pirates and, it also had, like, castle stuff. And you would think that, that'd be targeted more towards boys, but actually, I think it was pretty good on the gender-neutral minigames, because on top of that, like with all of this stuff, there was a lot of creativity and a lot of customization stuff. So, like, dress up and makeup stuff. You'd think that would be kind of more like a girl thing, I guess, or stereotypically a girl thing back then. And then you had a lot more of, like, the destruction and action stuff that was kind of more targeted toward boys. But I mean, even still, like, I had a blast with all these games growing up. So, but then again, I'm kind of a tomboy. I'm like, I do both. I love destroying things as well as creating things and making them look pretty. So, I get the best of both worlds. Once this is edited and finished up, I will actually try to figure out what game I want to play next. I have a plethora of Fisher-Price games that I'm so excited to dig into and try. So yeah, it's going to be the excitement of picking out what I want and stuff like that. So yeah, hope to see you guys in that next video, or that next game for whatever it is. See you later, guys.